howdy, ghouls and ghosties. I'm coming to you live from good old Iowa. So I don't know if you guys caught last week's haunt hunt or if you caught all the way till the end when I kind of did an outro, but I am taking a road trip, a long one, through Iowa to the bottom of Iowa for a wedding this weekend. My husband Ryan is already there because he's actually part of the wedding, but I am on my way now the day after he got there. And I did leave a little early with some extra time to spare because, of course, I have not haunt hunted at any of the locations in Coppers. I have not haunt hunted in any of the locations in Iowa at all this year, of course. I am actually in the college town that Ryan went to college in and we both lived in for at least 2 years back in like 19 and 2020. So I'm gonna be going to what used to be my hometown HomeGoods for 2 years. Oh my gosh, there is a fire truck behind me. But before we get there, I did want to say I hope you guys enjoyed the Wednesday bonus video, my Enoch lantern making. I had so much fun, though there were just a couple technical difficulties with the memory on my phone. I still had so much freaking fun, and I am obsessed with how he turned out. I'm really proud of myself. I am not like a super crafty person, really. Like, I've never disliked art, but I'm not like ultra crafty. I don't really do much DIYing or crafting, and I didn't even look up a tutorial in any way on how to do that. I didn't look up like what supplies you need to make one. I just kind of like know what a vintage lantern is and based it off of like what I knew, and I am very proud of myself. So yeah, anyways, we are haunt hunting, of course. I'm gonna be stopping at a HomeGoods in this town, and then I have 2 more HomeGoods on the way. I, of course, am in my car, so if we find the bench, I hope and pray that I have room in this car because I don't know. I brought a ruler and I brought a screwdriver with me, or I brought a tape measure and a screwdriver with me, just in case I need to like disassemble one. But I don't know. We'll see. I just still keep seeing more and more people saying they're seeing the bench. Some people are like, "Oh, my store has 2." But anyways, I think that this will be the video, guys. I'm gonna put that out in the universe. This is gonna be the video where we find one of the freaking spider web inspired benches. But I am just pulling up to HomeGoods now, and then we will be on our way to the next 2 HomeGoods. So guys, wish me luck. There she is, the old gal, the old HomeGoods that I used to go to way back in the day. Anyways, I'm gonna go in now. Wish me luck, guys. Send the spooky vibes, and I'll talk to you in a sec. I could tell right away that this HomeGoods was absolutely full of stuff. There were multiple front displays. I could see multiple aisles full of things. There was this new headless horseman that I hadn't seen. He's like a matte black with an orange-faced jack-o'-lantern. He's also a little bit bigger, I think, than the normal one. A new Ray Dunn piece that I hadn't seen. I at least like that she's adding a few more graphics to the front versus just having one word. There were also a lot of new candle pieces, including this 5-candle candelabra. Very fancy looking. I would not have room for this, but it'd be really cool at the center of a table or something. There were also these new coffin-shaped candles that were quite cool. I hadn't seen this skull faux LED candle. It was $10. It was pretty cool. And then, of course, a bathing skeleton, because the skeletons are always hanging out in the bathroom, apparently. This Bride of Frankenstein candle was quite cool. I had seen Frank before, but not his bride. There was also this bowl that matched a tray that I got last year. This tray is the one that I got last year. It's a spinning serving tray that I bought for future parties. They also had a long melamine tray of it and this ghost one that I hadn't seen. This store had a lot of melamine that I had not seen before. I also hadn't seen these ceramic pumpkin-shaped bowls with spooky characters popping out of them. They were only $10, which I think is a pretty good deal. More melamine I hadn't seen either, this kind of spooky parade of little cutesy Halloween characters. I had got this bat wicker basket last year, but I hadn't seen it again this year yet. Here's a look at the other bowl that was in this stack, kind of a sketch-looking pumpkin. And on the other side, there was a Frankenstein wicker cauldron-shaped basket. I've seen so many different characters of these this year. There was also this skeleton being dragged by a crow. I've seen the one that's Frankenstein being dragged by a bat. These are kind of clever. I don't have a spot for them, but I do like the uniqueness of them. And then this is a new bust, another kind of female vampire that I haven't seen before. This was a really cool, spooky looking tree decor piece. It lit up and it was shaped like a witch's hat with ghosts coming out. I thought this was really cool. I don't usually buy things like this, but I was kind of tempted. And last in this location was this metal witch's hat that lit up. I really like the color choice. They were totally packed with stuff. No benches, but lots and lots of spooky stuff. I do obviously need to be at a wedding today, so I can't kill too much time. I do have extra time, but definitely I need to leave time that I can get ready. And also if I do happen to stumble across the bench, I need the time to possibly disassemble it. So I'm gonna just do 2 more HomeGoods on the way down. So that's where I will be when you see me in a second. A quick scan of the front to start off our shopping trip, of course, looking for that freaking bench. I did spot one new large item, and it was this stack of jack-o'-lanterns with a cat on top. It was really tall. There was also this set of tombstones that I hadn't seen before. They must just be tabletop decor of some kind. This HomeGoods also had a mummy being dragged by a bat, so check that one off the list apparently. They had these really cute witch on a broom plates. I actually had these on my wish list earlier in the year, but I have purchased too many plates that I just don't think I can pick these up anymore. They also had another oil decanter that was clear with a skeleton on it. All of these are only $4, which is a steal. They had my haunted house plates again. I was tempted to pick up a few more, but again, I have too many spooky plates, especially for just 1 year. And this Raven dessert stand was really cool. It was new to me also. Alrighty, ghouls and ghosties, here's the deal. So obviously not a bench at the last stop also, but I am too crunched on time, so there is no way I can make it to even the last HomeGoods. The other HomeGoods, the third one, is 30 minutes more out. And then to get to this other the place I need to be, it'd be another 30 minutes and I would just be way too crunched. So I think what I'm gonna do is tomorrow morning, when I'm gonna be heading back, I'm gonna call the third HomeGoods and ask if they have the bench. If they do, obviously I'm gonna go. And if they don't, I probably don't really want to add an extra hour onto my drive back, so we'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys. Sorry that I couldn't do another stop. I was really hopeful with that last one to have the bench because it was a very big HomeGoods, but alas, no, no bench. It's honestly getting hard for me to keep staying hopeful that I will find it. I don't know. I don't know why. I just suddenly in this last one I was getting a little down about the bench. I was I am losing faith day by day. HomeGoods by HomeGoods, I'm losing faith. I'm still hopeful and I'm still gonna keep checking, so we'll see. Alrighty, ghouls and ghosties. So I actually called the HomeGoods that is kind of in this area, the third one, and they seemed like they actually knew what I was talking about, and they actually said we have not gotten that in yet, the bench, either bench. So I don't think I'm gonna stop there just because it adds an hour to my extremely long drive already. But yeah, so I'll be getting back to the cities in quite a few hours, and I will definitely still be checking HomeGoods in my area. Hello, ghouls and ghosties. I hope you can hear me over the vents in my car. It's the 26th, and it is 103 degrees. So I am sweating, and I actually didn't even just work out. I worked out this morning, but that was like many hours ago. So I just got done with some work, and now I'm out to hunt. I think what we're gonna do today, and don't chase me with pitchforks like I'm Frankenstein's monster, but I think what we're gonna do today is a home goods marathon again. I promise you if I find the bench, I'm gonna stop doing this, okay? Okay? Like, I need this dang bench, and I know it's coming in this week if it's gonna come. If, like, after this week, if I haven't seen or at least heard from these stores that, like, they got it in at some point, I'm thinking that we're kind of SOL on the bench. That's the saying. I am going to go to, I think, 4 HomeGoods. That is how devoted I am to finding this freaking bench. Like, I'm literally gonna drive. Actually, I might drive to 5. Oh, I'm gonna be tired by the end of this. But then again, like, I don't have yard work to go home and do or anything because it is 103. Anyways. So yeah, I think today I'm going to go to 4 or 5 HomeGoods. I will of course show you guys the things we have not seen yet, and we're gonna hope that we find one of the 2 benches. On Wednesday, I know for sure I'm gonna go to Lowe's with you guys, and I need to recheck, but I think Home Depot will be getting Halloween stuff out fairly soon, probably this week. Also, I need to freaking decorate soon. I have a couple of my rooms planned out. Some of them are the same as last year, and some are actually like totally different from last year. So yeah, I need to start decorating soon. And a hot week like this seems like the perfect time to do that. I actually, like, this is kind of the main chunk of work that I need to do this week was today. Otherwise, like, I actually have a bit more of an open schedule than I normally do. I do have to help Ryan set up his classroom on Tuesday, and I'm actually going to go to our state fair on Friday, but I have a pretty open schedule, so I think I'm actually going to get decorating this week, and I'm so excited. Obviously not outside, but inside. I cannot wait to tell you guys the room ideas I have. A couple of them, at least one of them, is inspired actually by Salem, my trip to Salem. I just, like, there were some certain places and rooms in certain buildings that really, like, kind of inspired me. Some, like, historical stuff kind of inspired me. So yeah, one of the rooms is going to be inspired by Salem, but we'll get into that obviously when we get to the decorating. I also think to make sure that the decorating can go up a bit earlier this year and I can, like, get it done in time, because I want it done before September. I'm going to do the decorating just a little different than I have in the past. It's not going to be as thorough step by step, like you guys watching me literally set everything out, because that is so much work. But I think we're just gonna go kind of like wall by wall in different rooms, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna put out, and then you'll see kind of like the before and after. Maybe a couple things I'll show you the actual progress. But yeah, it's gonna be a little different, but we're still gonna decorate together, and I'm still so excited. So that's probably gonna be something I do this next week, and that'll probably be the videos that start off September. And I also need to do another haul soon. Anyways, I am just like stressing out now. I'm gonna go to HomeGoods. I need to stop rambling and just get my butt to HomeGoods. So let's go, guys. Let's go, ghouls and ghosties. They had this large skeleton coming out of a coffin piece. I had seen a few of the spooky clocks, but I don't think I'd seen this one before with the dangling skulls. They also had this giant wicker spider. He was actually on clearance already, which I don't know if something was broken about him, but I thought he was pretty cool. There was also this outdoor kind of foliage stand with a skull coming out. I wish the skull wasn't so cartoony looking though. And a new Hello Kitty pillow. It was like this soft, kind of fuzzy graphic. They also had a new witch kissing a frog figurine. And last but not least, they had these cylindrical pillows that were in that Fair Isle print. These were really cute and nice. On to our next HomeGoods, and they did not have the bench, but they did have a new spooky furniture piece, and it was this snake table. It was $800, but it was really cool and high quality. They did have this French bulldog cookie jar too. I was really tempted to pick this up. And they had another new character wicker basket. This time it was Dracula. And they had some more melamine pieces that we hadn't seen before. This haunted house neighborhood was definitely my favorite. Another HomeGoods stop. This is Grand Central Station HomeGoods. I think this was a mug. It was Sally's Sleepy Time soup, and it actually had a cover to it. I also hadn't seen this Just One Bite Ray done with the dripping blood canister. They had some candy corn shaped canisters as well. I hadn't seen this RIP tombstone tray before either. It was very heavy. And I think this was a new mug to me. I really liked this one. I love the stars and witches hats all over it. Very classic and cool. They also had this eyeball pail. It was ceramic. I don't exactly know what you'd use it for. I guess maybe candy. And then they had a bottle opener skull for a bar. They also had some more kitchen mats. I haven't seen much of these this year. I have some Joanna Parker ones. One of them's fading, so I wouldn't mind replacing it, but none of these caught my attention enough. Good morning, ghouls and ghosties. It is the next day, and I am out early, driving around on the hunt. So it is actually 8:30 this morning, and I just picked up my pumpkin sauce coffee, which I'm very excited about. I am actually headed this morning to Home Depot because I have seen some rumblings and ramblings online that possibly Home Depots are starting to get their sections out, or at least there are, like, most of them have cleared the sections and getting some boxes out. So I really wanted to check the progress that my local Home Depot has made, because I haven't been there since we had that like false alarm last week. Though I've even seen actually yesterday a video of like a different spooky YouTuber. It's more of like an animatronic spooky YouTuber. And he went to his Home Depot and it was like fully set up. I mean, he doesn't live anywhere near me. I think he's like in the south. So I'm very curious to see where mine is at. I know this one is notorious for being able to sell stuff even when it's not fully set up, because Home Depots always go on this whole different, like, they're all on their own different vibe. It's kind of like manager's choice, I think, or like staff choice by how they run it. Some of them will literally gate it off and you can't even like look at all until the full thing is set up. Some of them have it wide open, but you still can't buy anything until it's set up. And then some of them have it like wide open and everyth's just kind of laying everywhere, and they're like, I don't know, if you see something, grab it and buy it. And this one is kind of notorious for the latter, the last option there. If they had stuff and they're running the way they normally do, I possibly could pick up some stuff this morning. So we're gonna see what we can find. I mean, I don't even know. There might be nothing. I have no idea. Because when I went in last week, there was nothing at all. But I know we are in the time frame when they should be setting up. So yeah, we're just gonna go see this morning. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure that I am gonna check maybe like a HomeGoods or two today as well. And maybe in a couple other places. I don't really know. I don't have like the most set in stone plans for today. I do have a couple things I have to do that are out of the house. So we never know where we're gonna end up. So we'll go on this adventure together. And we'll both be surprised, because I don't know. Do you see what I see over the horizon? I see spooky items going up in Home Depot. When I saw them, I started to walk so much faster. I also could kind of start to see that they seem to have the whole section basically blocked off. It looks like they're just setting up everything right now, so of course I wasn't just gonna stampede in and start grabbing stuff, though I kind of wanted to. Here's kind of a look at what they have up so far. Of course, we'll be coming back to take a better look, but oh guys, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. So I didn't ask, but they clearly had it blocked off that you like couldn't or shouldn't go in that area. They were just setting everything up. Also, if I have like white marks, I had to paint, and so I have white on my face. I'm gonna be back later today. I think I'm gonna come back maybe like early afternoon or mid-afternoon, like 3 p.m. or something. I have to help Ryan set up his classroom, and maybe like right after that will be perfect timing. I saw a bunch of stuff that I want that is in-store only, I also saw the 12-foot Reaper, and it makes me like, oh, should I get it? I have so many 12-footers. I really shouldn't. But his box doesn't look too huge. I don't have room for another 12-footer, but I do like having grave kind of style stuff outside. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyways, I'm gonna be back. As I always like to say, I'll be back. Yeah, I'll be back later today, but that's it for right now. Alrighty, it is a bit later in the day, and I'm actually stopping at a Joann Fabric. So this is the large one that is closest to me. This one has been so far behind when we checked earlier in the season, but I have given it so much time now. It's been what, like a month and a half? I have not been here since you guys came with me. So hopefully there's a lot more out, but we'll see. I haven't really seen a ton of the Joann stuff in person just because they were moving so slow. I only have 2 in my area. They were moving so slow. Plus the second one in my area like was never even open, even when it said that like it was open based on the hours. So we're gonna go look. We'll see if there's anything new or anything interesting, and I'll show you guys. Joann's had a few new items, like these Happy Halloween signs and a couple of these other wall signs, but what caught my attention was this skull wind chime. It was so cool. I also really liked these faux glass Tiffany style lamps. There was a skull and then there was actually a pumpkin as well. They were kind of pricey for the size that they were and for honestly how cheap the plastic was. There were also these metal bats that I hadn't seen before, a little basic and kind of boring. I also, for some reason, don't like round ears on bat shapes. I prefer the pointed. I don't know, just random observation and taste, I guess. I don't think I had seen this wraith with a skull and a coffin shape. He lights up, he was pretty cool. Otherwise, for the most part, I feel like I had basically seen all this. I was kind of surprised since it has been literally months since I've been here, but yeah, this all looks quite familiar to me. I know this ghost with the pumpkin is really popular, and I really like him too, but there were marks all over him. He was quite dinged up and messed up. It was pretty disappointing. There were some new neon lights that I don't think I'd seen the last time I was at a Joann Fabrics. There were these pumpkin lights as well, and some string lights that I don't think I'd seen. These hands coming out of the ground looked new too. They were pretty cool. There were also some single-use party supplies that I hadn't seen. It was really cool that there was a Grim Reaper napkin set. I still was tempted to get this large neon skull outdoor piece, but I still just don't know if I'd have room with how much outdoor stuff I have and with how limited my outdoor space is. On my way home, I wanted to stop by my local Marshalls and HomeGoods, and the only new pieces I found were some good ones. I found quite a few new Jim Shore pieces at HomeGoods. One was this young witch on a pumpkin. One was this Snoopy one that if it wasn't $40, I would absolutely have picked up. Look at how cute he is. I love his ears. There was also Winnie the Pooh, and then they had another witch, but I will say I liked the first witch of the season a lot more. I've also seen this Medusa bust online many different years, but I've never seen it in person. Alright, ghouls and ghosties, we are back at Home Depot. Let's see what we can find. I can tell that a lot more is set up and it looks to be more open. Sure enough, when I walked over, I have full access, so let's take a peek at what they have this year. Of course, Skelly made his upgraded return. We also had a haunted tree, a gravedigger, and a licensed Universal Frankenstein's monster. I would be demoing these, but actually, since they had just set them up, nothing was plugged in yet. So this was the Jack of Spades. He's like the new friend of Dean the Deathologist. There was also the Sitter of Souls and her new husband, which I forget his name. There was this wolf that was really creepy with like half his skin falling off. Chucky looked a little dazed. And there was also the Plague Doctor, who was the probably second on my list of ones that I would have picked up. And they had the 12-foot Reaper, but he didn't have his cloak, so he definitely wasn't as cool or menacing, but I was so tempted to pick him up. They had the headless horseman on his skeleton horse and the stack of 3 clowns. There were a bunch of the pitted skeletons from last year that everyone was quite into. I haven't really wanted one of these, so I have not picked one up. They had quite a selection of things out for purchase. They had the witches, the gravedigger, the sitter of souls. They also had a lot of the plastic pieces like blow molds. I really wanted this raven on a wooden post, but I was really hoping that he lit up or something. Otherwise, he seemed like he would just sit out in the dark and no one would really see him. So I actually changed my mind on picking him up. They also had the 2024 miniature Home Depot store. You can get an animatronic activation pad now that you just step on. There was a skeleton T-Rex that I thought was really cute. There were a few of the actual light-up blow molds, a mouse mummy, and a couple dogs in costumes, and then of course they had a bunch of the new jack-o'-lanterns. This one looks a lot like the Ghostbuster Terror dogs. A lot of the jack-o'-lanterns were ones that returned from last year, but there were a few new ones. Two of the new ones were these that looked like intricately carved pumpkins, almost like the Minnesota jack-o'-lantern walk. I love these, and in the dark, they look like you actually did them. So I'm just gonna brag and tell everyone that yes, I did carve these, and I have that much talent.
Welcome. Come in, if you dare.
Hello, ghouls and ghosties. Good morning. Can you believe that we are getting so close to September? Actually, by the time you guys are seeing this, is it going to be September? I don't know. I don't have a calendar in front of me. I'm not that in tune with the dates, but I just can't believe how close we're getting to September, and I feel like it just has like hit me this morning that we're so freaking close. I'm on my way to get Starbucks this morning. It is once again 8:30 in the morning today, and today is Wednesday, so I'm headed to the gym today, but actually I'm gonna make a spooky stop before the gym, which is not something I usually do. I'm gonna go to a Home Depot that is like probably my second closest Home Depot, because I saw online that they were selling their stuff already, which is really weird because usually the one that you saw yesterday is the one in my area that like gets the most in, is definitely the fastest, allows stuff to be sold first, and this other one is usually one of the last ones in the area. But again, I saw on a Minnesota group that this one is selling stuff, and they have one of the other items that I do want. Now, I know I didn't like fully show everything in super great detail when we went. That is because I know that we're going to be going to quite a few Home Depots this season, and I kind of thought I should just maybe spread stuff out a little bit more. I tried to at least do an overview of everything that was there, but I didn't maybe like try demos of everything so that we could maybe try some at other stops. There were two things in particular that Home Depot was missing yesterday, and that is the 3-foot pumpkin head man. 3-foot pumpkin head, pumpkin skeleton, I think they call him. And then the like kind of Grim Reaper gravestone situation, which I really want. Now, I wanted the crow or raven on a like wooden post, but I also thought it would like at least light up. So since I got those other large ravens this year from At Home, I just kind of changed my mind. I don't know, I prefer my ones from At Home quite a bit more, so I didn't end up grabbing him, though $40 is a really good price on him. And then there were a couple pumpkins I wanted, but I was lucky enough to find those yesterday. So I'm gonna stop there, and then I'm gonna go to the gym. And then we have some home goods to stop at, of course. And then we had all kinds of stuff to do. So it's a lot of haunt hunting today. I have a Joann's pickup order to do. There was a whole situation with Joann Fabrics and like everything in the store being like literally almost twice the price as doing a curbside pickup. So I have quite a few stops, and I will of course show you the ones that I do. This Home Depot is a bit smaller than the other locations, so there actually was not as much at this one, but they did have something that the other one did not have, and that was the gravestone section. So there were quite a few gravestones, including one that I really was looking for. I still didn't see the 3-foot pumpkin head skeleton, which was a bummer. So then I actually went on to Lowe's. And Lowe's had the full Halloween display up with every single thing you could think of. This Nevermore Academy archway was so cool. I don't think I've ever seen an archway that looked so cool. I could tell it was kind of cheap because there were a few places where it was splitting, but it was a really, really cool look. They had some tombstone inspired pieces. These were actually styrofoam, so they were a little cheapy feeling. Same with these gravestones. They had some doormats, of course the dog with a pail and a ghost costume and a Happy Halloween doormat. There were some licensed ones from Disney too. There were some just regular fall doormats as well, but then they had some more spooky ones like this spider web, and there was a pumpkin one and candy corn. They had some pillows of a ghost and a jack-o'-lantern. I feel like every store carries some version of these at this point. They had some BarkBox toys that were all actually Peanuts collaboration. I loved them. They even have some t-shirts at Lowe's, which kind of surprised me. They were only $10, and a few of them were kind of cute. They have some large spiders that you can use on some kind of light-up spider web or faux spider web, and then they had some 90s looking wall cling gel pieces. There were also some wreaths that were obviously a bit more fall, but they were really pretty. And then there was a huge section of Wednesday-inspired things. Lowe's seems to be kind of the king of collaborations with the licensing. I did really like to see Cousin It in person though. I'll show you in a second, but I had seen leaks of him online way back early in the season, and I've kind of been waiting to finally see him in person. There were also licensed Haunted Mansion animatronics as well, like this headless dude and this kind of butler lady. Unfortunately, I don't really know the Haunted Mansion characters enough, but I think that's what these both were from. Unfortunately, a lot of their stuff and their displays were also not working for some reason. I'm sure they just recently set up as well, so maybe things just don't have batteries or aren't plugged in yet. Here's a look at all the animatronics they had available to purchase today. They were quite well stocked. As I said the last time we came to Lowe's, unfortunately there's not a ton of their stuff that I'm super interested in this year, but it was still great to see it all in person just to see if I possibly changed my mind. I just don't foresee myself ever doing kind of a pirate ship or underwater Halloween theme. I will say that the Kraken was really cool. I liked his light up tentacles. I still do really like the 12-foot Scarecrow as well, but again, I do not have room for another 12-footer, and if I did, I would definitely get the Levitating Reaper. One of my favorite parts was the grilling skeletons. I started off the 29th with a trip to HomeGoods, surprise, surprise, and the first thing I noticed that I hadn't seen before was this very royal king skeleton bust. I also saw another color of the Medusa bust, which, like I said, I have never seen in person, only online. I saw this Eli and Anna canister with a jack-o'-lantern on it who had a witch's hat on. There were also plates of the Jester folk-style cat. I was again tempted to get these, but again, I have way too many spooky plates. I had not seen this mug before though, and I do have too many spooky mugs, but y'all know I have to get this. Look at how folk and Joanna Parker looking this is. It is so cute. Some other new mugs, they had these Disney ones that were hand painted of Goofy and Mickey in Halloween costumes. They also had these metal bat plates. I don't really know how easy these would be to use. The wings were not very deep, so they couldn't really hold too much. Maybe just finger foods. HomeGoods also had this mummy mug that I don't think I had seen before. He was $5 and he was very cute. There's not much mummy stuff, so I love to see it. This mug was another new one to me. It was a Rae Dunn Eek mug. I did like the bats all over it though. And they had this canister with bats all over it too. I almost thought it was Rae Dunn, but it had no words and it was not actually by her. They had some plates that matched the bowls I got. And they also had a new wine bottle opener with a skull on top. They had this canister that had gold spiders on it. We have a gold themed bathroom downstairs, so I think I'm gonna get this for all year. And then they had this sponge holder ghost with a ghost sponge. His eyes were unfortunately pretty messed up though. HomeGoods had a new baking piece. It was this Ouija board planchette that I had never seen before. They also had some other new mugs. These were some taller ones. I really liked these. They were very classic and almost cottage looking. One said Hocus Pocus and one said Trick or Treat. And then they had a canister of the Jester cat as well that I loved. It matched the mug perfectly. Last up, I stopped at Target and I'm gonna show you if I see anything in here. Target had a lot of their cards out. There were some funny ones and some cute ones and some very classic ones too. Know why the skeleton went trick-or-treating alone? Because he didn't have any body to go with. I need to learn to unwind. Everyone drives me batty. I fly off the handle constantly. I've got nobody. Halloween support group. Love it. On Halloween, never park in a witch's parking spot. You'll be towed. They also had some spooky stuff in their pet section, like the BarkBox toys and some treats and cookies for dogs. These were the Target brand ones. I don't think they had any by any other brand yet. Ghouls and ghosties. I have a huge code orange for you guys this morning. So first off, we have reached the end of Haunt Hunt number 7. I hope you guys enjoyed it as per usual, but, and some of you might know this already, online, HomeGoods does not have a website anymore. They got rid of that over the past summer, and sometimes people would obviously shop online to find some of the harder to find spooky pieces that they couldn't find in their local stores and order them and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it seems this year that they, since shutting down their website, have started to list some of the HomeGoods stuff onto the TJ Maxx website and Marshall's website, because those do still exist. And on Wednesday night, they listed on the TJ Maxx website the original metal spider bench. Guys. So they were only in stock for a very short amount of time, but I kid you not, there were like at least 25 of you that quickly contacted me in some way or tagged me in some way to let me know. And I want to say from the bottom of my spooky black heart, thank you to every single one of you so much. I literally would have missed out on this if it wasn't for you guys. I was out at dinner with my mom and with Ryan, so I was not looking at the Facebook group or anything. I totally would have missed it. One of you DM'd me on Instagram, quite a lot of you tagged me on Facebook. There was even somebody that messaged me on my website. They submitted like a submission form on my website so that it would go to my email telling me about it. Like, everyone contacted me, and people commented on YouTube. You guys are the kings and queens of the spooky season. I am forever grateful. And if you can't tell, yes, I did order the bench. It hasn't shipped yet, but we have possibly checked off the metal spooky spider bench from my wish list. I literally was like almost like gonna run around where we were having dinner, and I was like screaming, crying, dying, all the stuff. I was so excited. I just was sitting there with like a huge smile on my face the whole dinner, and I just kept saying like, I can't believe it. So hopefully, as long as my order is not canceled, knock on freaking wood, hopefully we will be getting the metal spider bench. And again, I'm so grateful for each and every one of you that tagged me. I tried to respond to everyone that tagged me all over the place, but thank you so much to all of you. You guys are freaking rock stars. I am still going to be on the hunt for the wooden bench because I do really want that still too, and I will buy it if I see it. There's a new level of calm because at least I have one of them. So I don't have to feel so like FOMO because I at least will have one. Again, as long as it ships. So I will let you guys know in the next one if it ships, and I would assume I should be getting it in the next one. I'll have to assemble it. So I think the next Haunt Hunt is going to include the spider bench arriving and me putting it together. I am like so excited. Like, I can't even handle it. So the journey has kind of come to an end on the spider bench. I mean, we're still going to hunt for the wooden one. I really want the wooden one. We're going to still be hunting, but again, there's a newfound relaxation level that we didn't have. But anyways, that is all that I have for you guys in this Haunt Hunt. I'm so excited. It is going to be September tomorrow, guys. That like is amazing, but it's also scary at the same time. The season is going so quickly, but I'm also so excited for it to be September. Right now, I'm sitting on the patio. It's very cool. I honestly could have a flannel on. I hear like crickets in the distance. We have a lot of trees in the area that are changing colors already. I should try to get more footage next week, but we have a lot of trees changing color. Not us, but like the neighborhoods around us. It is really starting to feel very fall. The weatherman even said that this weekend is supposed to be like our first fall feeling weekend. He was like, get ready for bonfires and for getting your sweatshirts out. And I was like, My heart is fluttering. I'm so excited. So yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna let you guys go for the week, but I will be back next week on Wednesday for another Halloween. So we are gonna catch up on the stuff that I've been buying on Wednesday, and then on Friday for yet another haunt hunt. I would assume Target is gonna start amping up their stuff soon. I wanna go back to some of the Home Depots because there's still at least one thing that I haven't found yet. I would like to go to some of the like fancier stores because I haven't went to them in person yet. So like Pottery Barn, Williams-Sonoma. We do have a West Elm, but I've never been to it. Crate and Barrel, and some of those other kind of stores. And then of course we're gonna keep going to HomeGoods because I do still want the wooden bench. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week, either of those days or both of those days. But thank you so much for watching, Ghouls and Ghosties. Let me know below, what spooky stuff have you been picking up? What's your favorite spooky find of the week? What fall type activities have you been already like doing? Have you been making spooky coffee, spooky dinners, stews, soups? What are you doing? I love to read your comments, but I'm gonna go so I can upload this now, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to the state fair after this actually, which feels like a very fall activity, I feel like. So I will see you guys next week. Goodbye, Ghouls and Ghosties.